Neptune is turning direct at 29 degrees. So we are in the grand finale of an era that you have had um, a lot of hopes, dreams, visions, disillusionment um, in your life since 2011, 2011. How did your life begin to change? You have gone since that time through this once in a lifetime transit, and you're going to come out the other side. And then I think January 26th, it moves into Aries. And so, Neptune in Pisces has been blurring the lines between beings. So there's been this advent of the collective that is being used. There's this sort of generalization that's happened in the psychic field, in the field of personal development. A lot of that is Neptune and Pisces spiritualizing, making things delusional at times, causing confusion. And so wherever your Pisces sector, that's where you've gone through many paces and lessons. The thing about Neptune that's really interesting, it's a very strange energy. At times malefic, in my opinion, because what it does is it just obscures, it's like a mist. It's like this spiritual mist that comes in. And it kind of causes this feeling of confusion, or I don't know what's happening here, or I do know what's happening. I don't know if this vision is real. I don't know if it's delusional. And uh it's it's a planet that asks us to release an ego attachment to something that isn't really for our highest good. It's sort of Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So it has this, when you're coming from the most selfless level in your life and the most unconditionally loving space, who are you then? And then there's all the other levels where we're having we're getting disillusioned because we're attached to people, places, and things that are it's not from an unconditional level. So usually there's a sacrifice or a release of something, especially by the time we're at the end. So we're at the end of Neptune in Pisces. And it's almost like something where I've seen so many people who like maybe were in the new age and then they found religion and they have said, oh, that was delusional and now this is the real thing. So it's those kinds of movements that you're noticing. There's a very famous person in the industry of angels and angel readings and who that happened to, and that's part of Neptune and Pisces. And I don't know that person's chart. You probably know who I'm talking about. A teacher who taught people all about channeling and now isn't feeling like that's the truth for that person anymore. So that is the kind of thing that people have gone through. Remember that, the age of Pisces is an age of confusion prior to a higher intuitive knowing. So what happens is like during a transit like this that is so remarkable, um, you can get swept along into, I'm going to get into shamanic journeys, or I'm going to get into religion, or I'm going to get into whatever it is. And then some years later, you're like, huh, was that a cult? Or what was I doing? I'm snapping out of it. When Neptune goes direct, we begin also with Saturn in Pisces. There is a crystallizing effect to your visions and dreams and a waking up from the things that have held you in delusion. I also want to just mention that the human mind is highly suggestible And there has been, you may notice places where you were hypnotized or in a trance. And during this transit, uh, it's been easy, especially if you've had planets in Pisces or angles, to feel like say you had Pisces in the 10th house, your career, you felt like this is dissolving. I have no idea. Like I'm gone. It's gone. Like it'll just dissolve something out of your life, or if it's squaring an angle. So, you Sagittarians out there, or if you had, all the mutable signs are really going to feel this shift out of this last degree and just getting out of all this incredible Pisces energy because there's been both a high and a spiritualizing influence, and there's also been this feeling like of ungroundedness that naturally comes when this energy's around. And you may notice where you've been in a trance, where you got hypnotized by something, where you were just like delulu about something because you were in a trance, and you're going to snap out of that trance. And so the most positive part of these two planets direct for just a little bit longer, just a month, 2 months, less than 2 months, um, is getting clear. So, excuse me. So where are you getting clear in your Pisces sector, in the Pisces part of your chart? Where is clarity coming for after so many years of having this transit? I'd love to know. Let me know with a comment and what your thoughts are. Where have you been delusional? Where have you been in a trance? Where have you been hypnotized? Where are you getting real clarity around a vision or a dream that is now something that could actually become crystallized and real for you? Ooh, that's exciting. Let me know.